Hello, everyone. You're most welcome to this unit. I'm sure that you're already done with installing OpenShot onto your system. Congratulations for that milestone. Now we are going to the next phase, whereby we shall be looking at the interface of an OpenShot. I believe you have put it on your desktop. If you have not installed and placed it on your desktop, make sure you have brought OpenShot to the desktop so that it can be easy for you to access. So we are going to start by double-clicking to open OpenShot video editing software. So once our software is open, now we are going to look at the different parts. Like I said, this video is basically to take you through the interface. So we are going to start with here. Number one, we shall look at the file. In the file, there are very many sub options which are under the file section. So we can add a new project. We can also use the shortcut, which is Control-N. Another good thing with OpenShot is that you can customize these shortcuts to your own interest, like to your likings. So throughout this course, we shall be able to learn as well how to, set custom shortcuts. Of course, it by default comes with some shortcuts, but maybe if the shortcuts are not okay with you, maybe they're hard for you to master, you can easily customize to your preference. We can open projects. That is, if you have some existing projects which you have been working on, you can open there. We can also view recent projects, like I've been working on some. Here are my recent projects. So we can also save project. For example, if I had some work I was doing here, that option will be active, but it's inactive because I don't have anything I'm working on. And then we can also save project as. We can choose options for maybe the file type we are supposed to save. So it will open this dialog, and you will choose the type of, how you want to save your project. So we are back on the file section here. And then we can also import files. To import means to put file there. We can choose profiles. We can save the current frame. For example, maybe there's a frame you're working on and you want to continue there, you can save there. We can import projects. For example, if there is maybe a project from, okay, they are not raw clips, like there's another format, for example, XML, which we shall get familiar with while we are going with the course. We can also export projects. This one basically works when you're done editing your project and you want to, now pick it maybe for uploading whatever platform you want to share it with. So you will use that option for exporting. And of course, we have different file type. You can export video, you can export also in other format. Then when you want to quit, you can quit from there. Okay. So these same options which are in file, they are also there on the window pane everywhere. So let's look at another option. We have the edit option where there is undo, or redoing, there is clearing, clear your history, clearing waveform, the preferences. You can choose like what you basically want with your project. For example, we can see here there are a lot of settings which are around here. For now, I don't expect us to do anything with preference. You leave everything the way they are. I will be able to guide you where and when we need what. So for now, you're good to go. Okay, we leave that as they are. And then we are going to go to another section, which is the title. In this section of the title, you're able to add maybe the title of the project you're working on. For example, maybe if you're looking at movies, you can add the title you've put for the movie. You can write about maybe the people who took part in the movie, or if you're working on a blog, maybe a day in my life as a software engineer, things like that, what you want. We can also use it for adding captions and couple of stuff. Then we also have another section which is animated title. This is where we come in with the 3D version of the text we are trying to put there. So we shall look at that later throughout the course. Like I said, we're just basically looking at the brief overview. And then we have the view option. Here we have the toolbar. And then we also have the full screen option. We have views. These views, they dictate on what type of interface you're going to see on your OpenShot application. We have simple view, we have advanced view, then we have, freeze, and very many other options. However, what we are going to do here, I know when you're interacting with this app, if you're really very new to it, you find maybe you wanted to extend something, you wanted to drag something. At the end of the day, you find you have messed it up, you have messed the interface because it's customizable to your preference. It will assume that that is how you want it to be when actually you are doing the opposite. So what you're going to do, in case you find that your interface is messed up, it's not looking the way it was, and you want to change, you'll simply come here to the view option. You can choose the simple view, which is the basic one on how the apps come. This is the basic view. Then you can also choose to work in the advanced view. Of course, the advanced view may not be good for you right now, but with time when you're familiar, you'll get accustomed to it and it will be an ease. So here is the advanced view. Here everything is laid out for you, and of course you're seeing a lot of stuff. But this should not scare anyone. Like, you can always change back. And like I said, you can come to this when you've already mastered, like at the end of the course, and maybe you've done some practice here and there, you can choose what to use. So for now, our course shall be using the simple view. So I just wanted to let you know that in case you mess up something here, or maybe you disorganize something, you will be in position to do what? To go back. So you can also, extend every aspect of this screen you're seeing. Maybe before we come down, let's look at here. Now we have another option here. When you want to open a new project, like I'd shown you earlier on in the file section, but as well here, you can add a new project. Here what we can do is we can open a project like how I was showing in the file menu. We can save a project, we can undo, we can redo, we can import files. Now here, maybe you have raw files, you have shot your videos, maybe on your phone or on your camera. You have recorded your music, maybe you have taken your photos and you want to work on. We shall use this upper green button to import files which you'll be editing. And then here, this is to choose profile on the type of the output it will give. For now, we shall still work on what comes with it. However, throughout the course, I'll be able to show you how we can go around choosing the preferences. Then here, when you want to work on a full screen, all these upper pens will go away. And then we have this red button, which works for exporting videos. For example, you've done editing, you've done everything you wanted to do with the project you're working on. So when you want to maybe take away the final work, you have to come here to export. And then when you click on export, other options will come, which will make you successfully export your videos, like the type, the size and what so forth. We shall look at that as well during the course, because there's an option whereby we shall look at exporting alone. And then here, this is with the project area where we shall be seeing all the projects like we're working on, or the raw clips, the clips you've just brought into the software. So here it is arranged in different order. We have videos, we have audios, and we have images. So when you import files, like I said, we can work with videos, we can work with audios, and we can also work with images. So they'll all be here and they'll be arranged there. When you click on show all the clips you're working on will be displayed. However, when you want to see videos alone, you click there, and also for the rest, audios as well, you click here, and then images, you'll click there. So here, like I said, this is the project file. All the projects you're working on will be displayed here. And then we also have another option, which is the transition. We have thousands of transitions for you to choose from. You can choose maybe distortion, bar ripple. There are very many transitions which you'll be using within the project you're working on. Like I said, we have each section for this. I'll exhaust them when we're looking at that so that you're able to understand. And then we also have another option of effects. Here, maybe you want to, improve the color. You want to blur something, you want to brighten, there are a lot of options for you to choose from. We shall as well look at this extensively. We also have emojis. Maybe you want to put some emojis, in the project you're working to show some reaction and whatsoever of your preference. Like we said, video editing needs a lot of creativity. So here there are also thousands of, emojis. Like I said, OpenShot is flexible. You can customize your own, especially when you get into the advanced option. So down here we have what we call the timeline. Now, this is where all the magic will happen. All the projects you're working on will be done from here. All the editing will be done in this area called the timeline. So there are very many tracks here. We have 5 tracks, which will be enough for most of the projects you will be doing throughout this course. However, when you want to add a track, there's another green button here. We said the upper one was for importing, and now this one is like when you want to add track, what we shall be, or maybe for the projects we shall be working on, like there are very many stuff we're trying to add together in a video. So you can add track here, you can add track. So we can see now we have 6 tracks. So if you want, you can still undo. Our track has come back to 5. And then here, when you want to disable or enable snapping, so we shall as well understand what snapping does. Then here we have the eraser, which is used for cutting the clips you want to work on. Maybe there's an unwanted part which you don't want to appear in the video, you cut from there. And of course, there are very many other options for cutting, erasing, trimming, we shall look at them. So this is the play header. When you want to add a marker on the project you're working on, we shall look at that practically while we have projects we're working on. So this is for navigating on the timeline through the clips you're working on. This is backward, this is forward. Then of course here, when you want to center line the timeline, like we want the playhead to be at the center. Then we also have this option here, whereby we can use it to navigate the timeline. Like maybe there are projects you're working on which have gone somewhere, so you drag like this to check on the timeline. Then let's say maybe the project you're working is so big, like others are hidden maybe this side, around this area. So what we're going to do, there is this option for extending. You can click there and then you drag to extend. Let's say you're working on a movie maybe which is over 1 hour, and the size of the clips you've put, they are too congested. So you can use this to extend the area which is visible on the timeline. So it shrinks and also increases. So you can do that always manually, but normally it comes around here. It will be like this. Of course, most of the projects we may be working on will be smaller projects for you to be able, to grasp the concept. But to apply, you can always carry on, big projects and try around here and there. So we are done with the timeline. And then here we have the preview. On the preview area, this is now where you will be seeing. On the preview, you will not be able to drop anything there, except you can just play around with maybe the size and what so forth, which we shall look at them practically throughout the course. So here you'll be previewing the outcome of whatever you're working on in the timeline. Everything you're working on will be put here in the timeline. So everything from the timeline will be put here in the preview pane. This is where you'll be able to see your video play. So there are options, for jumping to start, jumping to the end, rewind, fast forward, and then play. If you click play, of course, whatever you've uploaded on the timeline will be able to play. And then when you stop, it will stop. So I think this is enough. We have basically looked at most of the parts of our interface. So the next video, we are going to look at how we can manage files and maybe add or import clips to our timeline. So wishing you the best, and always remember to put a comment down of anything you find maybe a little bit challenging, which needs assistance. Always drop a comment down there so that I can be able to respond to you. And it also helps other learners as well to learn from the experience you have got. You can as well drop comment to appreciate the content if at all it resonates with you. Wishing you the best, and see you in the next lesson.